There news today? Good morning, LeBron. AM, PMI, 2 p.m. Trump speech. Okay. Good, boys. Pretty simple day today. Good, Taffy. Welcome back. September crash. What's September crash? It's a diff guide with Gems PO3. I don't know what that is, but I'm Gems PO3. That's my model. Everything's good, Taffy. Appreciate you. What do you guys think about this chart background? Is it good? Is it visually good on the eyes? Just like a little bit off white, brown, yellow, grayish. Best way to approach a my fund and futures core account. Can you send me the parameters? Because I'm not aware. Where's the curly here? I don't even know what that means. Is it the same? No, slightly different. It's not as great. Like all stock markets, experts say September is most likely to dump. I also think stocks will go lower. Yeah, I agree. Oh, will it affect NQ? Yeah, it'll affect YM. It'll affect the indices. That's the stock market. Look, clean. Appreciate you guys. MFU 50K, 2K max, 3K profit. What you got? No camera? No. Does it look better? I guess it kind of does look better, huh? No, same camera though. Maybe I look better. Overall buys for the month is bearish. We don't have to go that far. Right now, I expect lower prices, and the month just opened. So if that means a bearish monthly buy, sure. But I already told you guys yesterday that I thought we were gonna go lower going into this week. My fund and futures core account, how would I approach it? Risk 1%, risk 500, try to pass. What indicator are you using? This is the only one that really makes, oops, that's not that one. This one just marks out Asia and London. At 5 Apex right now. Appreciate you, Johnny. They're all funded, yeah. You think it'll go short all day? I don't know. I don't need to know to make money today. But I'm bearish. You gonna trade? Yeah. If my model forms and I have a clear objective. Which plan on alpha would I recommend? If you're brand new, you haven't gotten your first payout, get the zero plan. But if you have gotten payout, get standard. It's really easy to get a payout on the standard. Slightly new colors. I think a little bit better on the eyes. Let me put this here. Yeah. I don't have to wait for news, but probably we will probably just be safe. I'll tell you guys the game plan. Don't worry. I already got the full game plan. It's easy. Listen, it's a new month. I'll break down everything for you guys. No, I don't trade pre-market. 9:30. That's it. We'll break down everything. My candle colors, it's all black, except this one. Is that? What you do daily before entry on a trade? What do you mean? Like before trading or right before my trade? This is not blue. It's turquoise. I would never do blue. Alpha does have Project X. Is master account Alpha 3 or 5? It's 3. What did you do to your hair? Did I do something to it? I don't know. I don't think I did anything. What you eating? I'm just eating a sandwich, trying to get it done before 9:25. That way we can focus. Buzz cut? My head's too big for a buzz cut, bro. I wish I could do one. Bias is bearish, but I'll cover the game plan. I live in Canada. Yep, there's 10 a.m. news today. Let's bet if I lose. I don't think I'll do a buzz cut. Buzz cuts do look hella manu. Canvas color. Everyone's rocking the same thing now. Let's all rock it together. September. What makes you bearish? We'll cover everything. Don't worry. We'll wait till 9:25. I'll tell you guys. I'll break down every single thing for you guys. Actually, let's do 9:20. Let's do 9:23 because we have to break down the higher time frame as well. 9:23. I'll break down the game plan. I'll break down the bias and why. By the way, this is already. We were already expecting this move lower for a really long time. It's unfortunate that it happened overnight, but we've been calling this move lower since Friday. This move that low could signal a great reversal. Possible, but we'll cover the game plan. Buzz one side of your head and leave the other? Buzz on day 100? Bro, the only way I would do something like that would be like buzz on day 1 million, bro. Buzz on my first $1 million in my bank account. Maybe. Maybe. When I was in grade 6, I actually did have a mohawk. Actually, it was a faux hawk. But close enough, same thing. This is NASDAQ, yes. When am I making a basketball montage? Good question. 1, our season's over. 2, I think my back has fully recovered. Bro, never back test on TradingView. Get TradeZella. Trading you backtest might be the worst backtest ever. I think my back has fully healed, so we can lock in. We can lock in, and I went to the gym yesterday. I'm gonna go to the gym today. We're talking to, we have other goals now. We have other goals. We have other things to work towards. I want to get back to 175 pounds. I want to look like a fucking unit, a trooper. I haven't felt back pain in a while. I gotta make sure I still do what's it called? I gotta make sure I still do my stretches and stuff to make sure my back pain doesn't come back. Bro's gonna be Shaq in the year. That's what I'm saying, bro. Shaq, you rate the shirt? Appreciate you, bro. My girl got me this shirt actually. Actually, she gets me all my clothes, to be honest. I just give her money. She picks my clothes. I don't have to wait till 10, but I might. How much taxes do you pay in percentage on the trading income? I'm going to be hopefully paying 0 if I can do my write-offs correctly. Is it still 90% coffee? Forex replay is not bad, but TradeZilla is better. It ends today? Oh shit, okay. No, I'm not evading taxes. I forget the percentage. It depends. In Canada, it's weird because you have to do federal and then provincial. I don't know the numbers, bro. Everyone lock in. Look at the chart. First things first, obvious monthly. We talked about this all yesterday, but okay, I know people didn't show up yesterday because I told them to stay in bed. So if you stayed in bed, it's fine. I'll cover it again. Monthly chart, failed to get above this high. Previous month low. Whoops. This is not August low. This is previous week low. This August low is a high probability target. Very simple idea, right? Also, fits the narrative that September is a very typically bearish month. We also have a daily protraction model, or call it the CISD. We took out this high, to protraction model, but we took out this high, we get above it, and then we break below it. That's a bearish order block on the daily chart. So this bearish order block means we're likely to take out this low. That's just a probability. That's just an edge. So that low is obviously very strong draw on liquidity. Take out the high, break down. We've already shifted. This confirms the next leg down. And that's it. Very simple. So previous week's low. Could we go lower than previous week's low? For sure. I'm not going to be the one who's trying to pick the bottom, saying, oh, we swept previous week low. 1 minute CISD go long. No, that's not going to be me. If we shift, I want to see it on the higher time frame. If we have to scalp intraday, that's different. So maybe we can take along in a very specific scenario where, there's a high probability target and an A+ setup. But let's talk about the actual game plan today. So we're bearish going into the week. For now, all our other levels were hit. For example, the daily wick 50% level, which was this, obviously smashed. Everything smashed through. I had other levels here. They all got hit. This is the last level that stayed besides these two. So we're looking for this low. These equal lows, which is previous month low as well. And then you have an old previous month low right here. So what's the game plan? How are we going to trade this? Very simple. Okay, 15-minute chart. Let's talk about it. This is a very large move down. I would argue that, so this, right there, it's a liquidity void. And we also, we've put in multiple. This is kind of your main one. I bet if we went to the hourly, it would be, yeah. So this is a liquidity void. Ideally, the best easy game plan is just look for an A+ short. The reason I want A+ today only, it doesn't have to be A+. The reason I want A+ today is very simple. we dumped in London, and we dumped in pre-market. So if we're gonna move this much, yes, I expect us to move lower still. But if we don't wait for an A plus setup, I mean, if we just take something quick, there's a good chance we're gonna get stopped out. The edge is a little bit more dull when we get the expansion like this. So we have to make sure we're taking, the highest probability trade we can take. It's unfortunate we saw a large move overnight. Now, how are we gonna go about, taking a high probability short? Just gonna go against daily profiles, brother. This daily profile is called fuck long, bro. You don't understand the daily profile right now. The daily profile is down. If it wants to, like, the only way I'm gonna go long today is if it just starts to rip, and we after taking the sell side. There is no By the way, I mean, we did manipulate above midnight, and we still traded back into the bearish order block formed above midnight. Took the high OB. This is like classic London high day. Anyways, we look for high probability shorts. Now, when you have a huge sell-off like this, look at the opening range gap. It's going to be absolutely massive. This is your opening range gap high. This will be revisited probably in later weeks. I don't think it'll be visited this week, if I'm being honest, but it might be. If so, whatever. We'll pay attention to it. This is your opening range gap high. The opening range gap low is going to be somewhere down here. That is a 400-ish, 375. When you see something like this, you know what that means? It means usually we're not going to trade into it. It's going to stay a breakaway, or maybe like just the smallest tap into the opening range gap. If we get to 50%, I'd be very surprised. In fact, I would question the integrity of this move lower. I do not think we will get to that much. Right now, like, we don't know where 9:30 opening is going to be. So we'll wait for 9:30 in 40 seconds. The game plan is high probability shorts. I only want to execute an A plus trade. I have to be okay with less risk to reward. The minimum I'll look for is 1. If it's an A plus trade, A plus draw on liquidity, and we can get out 1R, I will gladly take out 1R. I'm going to have 2 evals open. I'm going to have my fundeds open. I'm going to be a little bit more hesitant on the funded. So if it's like, I don't know, okay, then maybe we just execute, the evals. But I do have it open, so if we need to. I'm not going to be trading the live account today. I don't think it's even worth it. Let's sign into... also there's 10 a.m. news. So unless we take a classic model, we're probably just going to wait till 10 a.m. news. I'm sure you guys, most of you will know what that is. So unless we get a classic model off the open, we'll just wait for 10 a.m. news. And there's 9:30 opening price. So right there. And that is your opening range gap high. Low, sorry. You can see that huge opening range gap, right? So it's 362 points. You're about to see a lot of alerts go off for stocks. That's because I had a lot of alerts placed. In fact, I do have to kind of keep the market open. Anyway, we moved down originally, take out that low. Probably this speeds up to previous week's low. After previous week's low, if we get an A plus, no, I probably wouldn't take an A plus classic. Because remember, the idea is we don't go above opening range gap. So we're just gonna have to be patient. This old previous week's low is still quite away for ES, 26 points. So we'll keep it open. I would consider de-risking today if you're trading today. But I will just slightly look at my stock positions. Yeah, I know a lot of alerts are about to be hit because everything went down as predicted. Just looking at the pricing here. Should have said more alerts. I did not expect this big of a move. Could have done more prep there. Anyways, there's the old previous weekly low. See how we're kind of keeping the opening range gap open right now? 25% would be amazing. Like if we took out this buy side and got something like this, I could argue that's A plus. I don't know if we're gonna get above 930 open on a day like this, but no, we're here. If we're talking about high probability PD ratings, the 30-minute fair value gap's there. The hourly's forming. Yeah, the 30 minutes probably your best high probability idea. Maybe we wick into that one. Oh well, we'll just see. Would I use that as? I would not use that as first presentation. So we just wait now. Yeah, I mean, mm, like there's a world where we absolutely like turtle soup at this low, but I mean that's just like insane. That's insanity. If that wants to happen, let that happen. We'll be bullish tomorrow or PM session. That's not something I want to trade, really. Sorry, just checking out the portfolio. Cool. All right, cool. Probably make a deposit. Anyways, so you see, potentially we're gonna get into opening range gap low. That's good. If you really want to be an aggressive, and I won't be participating in this, but if you really want it to be aggressive, you could take this long, and I don't know, hope for the 30-minute Sibi, which would be like here. Again, just look at the risk reward on that. It's not even worth even considering, in my opinion. Um, yeah, not even worth considering. 2,000. Oh. So we'll let this trade higher. Uh, So we're trading into the opening range gap. Like I said, taking out buy side could be a nice objective to look for high probability shorts. Again, this is not a trade that I'm in, by the way. I should probably remove this. People are gonna think I'm doing a trade or something. Did that go through? Hmm. Did that go through? Watching this trade higher. That's what I want to see. We sweep the previous weekly low. There's no way this shifts, right? That would be absolute. If this shifts, nah, I'm really not convinced. That would be crazy though. That would be fun to watch. That would be very fun to watch. The 30-minute fair value gap would be the best place to look for high probability shorts from. Bro, did that deposit go through? I'm confused. But we're almost above 830 opening price. Again, the 30-minute bearish fair value gap I think would be our ideal target to look for a high probability short from. We also have 10 a.m. news, so the longer this takes, the more likely we are just to wait for 10 a.m. news. And that's fine. I don't mind waiting till 10 a.m. If anything, it'll be more A plus. Remember, the only thing we're going to be looking to trade today is an A plus short. Nothing else, period. Just looking for an A plus short. Just waiting. This box, 25% or 30% fair value gap. Obviously, we have the SMT at the highs. I still want it to move a higher. Ideally, doesn't have to, but I do want what I do. Like we want A plus, right? So we'll do whatever it takes to, or we'll wait for whatever we need to wait for until an A plus trade forms. I want to see this spike higher again. I like this one-sided move so far. We're above 830 opening price. We've entered the 30-minute bearish fair value gap. 25% org is possible. And unless we get a 15-minute CISD, I'm not going to be bullish. I'm still not convinced of a reversal. So just wait. Do, 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 do. So this would be a CISD. Would it be high probability? That's hard to say. Maybe for an eval trade, but not for anything else. But why is this like this? I can't find a good first presentation. Like, I don't think I would execute this CISD. What's the risk on it? Like 43 points too. Could be a good trade for evals. Yeah, this is wicking a couple times. It means I'm probably not going to execute the CIC. Remember, like I said, A plus only. So if there's nothing A plus, we wait for something A plus. You do have your first presentation here. Make sure we annotate that correctly. I suppose we'll just mark it out with first presentation. We're getting really close to news. So we're getting to a point where we probably just want to wait for news. So we'll see. The CIST would be here. So still not 25% org, but we do get into that high right there at 817. ES still staying bearish. Let's look at the YM. YM is making lower lows, so pretty similar, pretty common situation, right? NQ goes up, ES goes sideways, YM makes lower lows. They're all out of sync from one another, and that'll happen. That'll happen sometimes. PMI is at 10 a.m. I don't have a social media manager and I don't want one. Why do you want to short if we have an SMT and inverse 100 FEGs? I'm going to make it very clear for you on sec. You tell me this why. I think it's pretty obvious. I wouldn't say this is A+, but this is worth executing on an eval. If we get a clean CISD here, watch this candle trade. Oh, nice. The deposit went through. Watch this candle trade. Yeah, never mind. It just literally went straight up after opening, so. We're probably going to just wait for 10 a.m. news. Let's play it safe. Let's play it safe and be patient. It's the smart thing to do. So we'll wait for 10 a.m. news. Everyone in chat saying, if it didn't touch 15-minute gap, S&T can mean it's just retracing Brody. Decoupling, yep, all markets are decoupled. PMI just dropped. No, PMI dropped at 10 a.m. Excited for the news. Maybe 10 a.m. will wick lower. Excited for the news. I mean, maybe, sure. 30-minute FEG. I mean, there's a bunch of fair value gaps in there. When you refine to the 15-minute, we still did tap it. You're not including the volume imbalance in your annotation. You want to include that volume imbalance in your annotation. Very, very key. That gap right there. You want in this one right here too. Sometimes miss trades off watching. And that's why I marked it out like this. But I guess for the simplicity's sake, we can mark it out like that. Do you sometimes miss trades off watching the candle after entry? No. I'll just that's what I do. Hourly equilibrium? No, we're not even close to hourly equilibrium. Like up there. Let it do its thing until it's really clear. We'll short. Okay, I think the deposit went through, so we're all good on that. How much are you funded with all firms? I don't know, bro. We'll have like maybe 8 or 9 funded accounts. Sometimes miss trades off. No, I don't do. What prop firm are you trading with? Alpha, Funded Next, Trade of 8 are my 3 prop firms. I will never get any other prop firm besides those 3. Yep, I like Apex. Yeah, the longs. I mean, I still don't think the longs have worked for 2R. Say you got the fill here. Realistically, your stop should cover the OB low. Let's say you put it at the OB body. You're still not really at 2R. Even if you had if you had a best case scenario, say you put your stop here at the low of this inversion, still not really 2R. I mean, it could get there. But I personally wouldn't. I wouldn't go back in long, even if. Why not top step? Alpha is just an easier version of top step, so there's no point. But now they're all in sync. Is YM going higher? Yes, this is good. See, now they're all moving higher. So that means if they are going to reverse, ideally they'll all, when I say reverse, I mean 930 reversal, they'll all start moving lower. And that's a good thing. That's what we want to see. Still not convinced we're reversing. Are we going to get a 15-minute CISD? Oh shit, we might. That would change things, because that would mean intraday order flow is now bullish. Not meaning the power 3 is bullish, but we're going to be in a situation where London high is likely safe, but current order flow is bullish. And I'm still not convinced. I think the monthly low is too strong of a draw. I can make sense that we don't necessarily have to close down here. Oh shoot. Here. So we'll just wait and see. Let me get old phone. News is in 7 minutes. We're just gonna wait for news. I didn't mean to do 2 deposits. Alright, we're just watching this trade higher. Again, just wait till 10 a.m. news. We don't have to do anything until 10 a.m. news comes. Keep it safe. Some people probably took longs, but that's fine. I wouldn't take this long ever. 5 more minutes or 4.5 more minutes until news. We'll see what it does. Get rid of that predicament and go from there. We're trading into the hourly order block and fair value gap. Could be a point of interest. Getting into that dealing range from London all the way down to pre-market low. Mark the OTE. We're in premium now. If you're using the 1 hour dealing range. So that's definitely significant. That would be this red line right here. All these nice equal highs. And we'll keep the hourly bearish fair value gap marked out. I think that's a pretty key piece right there. We touched it by like 1 tick. And I'm still going to look for a short. I'm just gonna assume that the money goes through and it's fine. I don't know what's going on. This thing's being weird. Anyways, technically this would be a CISD. Probably not one I would ever take. If you look at ES also traded into a 1 hour bearish, which is, something significant. If you look at YM took out its buy side, 15-minute bearish, plus took out the pre-market, buy side. So we are at a point where we could start to start going below. News is in 2 minutes. Right? News in 50 seconds. Like, I don't really know. It's not. I don't really expect a really big news candle if I'm being honest, but best to prepare nonetheless. The good news about shorting now is, even if we're wrong, there's a good chance we'll be able to reduce risk. So, as long as we can reduce our risk, it's a good trade. All right, there's your news candle. Trading higher is, a better scenario in my opinion, because then we don't have to worry about the open high. 4 micro, what's 20 would be 4, 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 2. Okay, so pretty solid news candle. We probably trade into a 4-hour bear. The 4-hour bearish is right there. I'll simply mark out this high. We don't have to get there, but if we do, well, then we know. We could also trade into here. But I think I'd rather see the 4-hour stay open, if I'm being honest. So if this candle starts to trade lower aggressively, that could be a good signal. We'll see. All right, we'll see. First signs of bearish order flow would be this inversion. I'm more focused on the CISD. Obviously, we have a 5-minute bullish fair value gap right under us, but I think if we get a CISD here, premium, CISD, 10 a.m. news, open high, low. We put the stop if we close above, 50-point stop. I don't even need that much. Would have to see the closure below the body here. I'm gonna watch this candle print. Trades into the CISD. I'm seeing if it makes a lower low than the previous candle. ES has not inversed or given the CISD. I'm just watching this candle print, just being patient, hovering the sell button. Watching this inversion. Yeah, no trade probably. It's not ready yet. Well, we respected it, so we still could come down. Immediate rebalance. Still hovering the sell button. I see it close below that low. Watching the body here. Let's scan YM. YM still looks pretty bullish. It's not A plus, you know. If you're really, really convinced in shorts, you can take it. It's simply not A plus, so we may have to just wait for a protraction model. I like the way this traded back into the OB. Trading lower. There is a 5-minute bullish fair value gap right under us. I'll simply just mark this out. Um, what is this? Was this an hourly city? If we executed there, it's a 38-point stop. Watching ES. Let's plot the midline of this fair value gap. Staying patient. No FOMO. The other indices have not shifted. You know, YM still looks pretty bullish. ES still has not given a CISD. So I can definitely say that it's not an A plus short, and that's why I have not pushed the button. And my game plan today was take an A plus short. If ES gives a CISD here, that's a different story. It did not. We did close inside the gap. It's a good sign. 50% is like right here, this low. This low is significant right here. It's just not the strongest of ideas. 10 a.m. high being safe. I'm not really convinced yet. I'm gonna have to wait for a protraction model or for the other indices to shift. The only thing I like about this short is I want to see this 4 hour stay open. And if that's the case, it means we should move lower now. But obviously, we may not even be bearish to begin with, so better to be cautious. Macro's about to end. Still pretty range bound. I don't know, this looks too fishy, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like it. The way this is forming is I'm seeing both sides now. Like I genuinely I can see this as a consolidation. The narrative for shorts is pretty strong. It's just such a large move we have to overcome. Such a large wick on the 4 hour. Let's swipe this low. I mean, we'll just wait. If we form a protraction, it'll be easy. Let's just wait. Even the 5-minute inversion would give us some sort of confluence. We just take that. With the stop above this OB. We'll just wait. Could do this as a breaker on ES. Not the cleanest. We haven't gotten it yet, really. Next 10-minute candle. Let's look at the 10-minute. I mean, I see the idea. Just wait for a protraction. The fact we haven't put in one bearish fair value gap is also a pretty strong signature that it's probably not that bearish. You know, if it's going to move lower, usually you get a bearish fair value gap put in. The fact that we're just grinding down slowly, it's not really signature, you know? Like, look how clean this is. Boom. CISD, bullish fair value gap, etc., etc. This is like red flag. This makes me consider that we may not even be bullish. I mean, bearish, sorry. And this may just be a protraction model long. The only issue is, what are we moving up for? I still like seeing this breakaway. Starting to see both sides. We're going to have to wait for some clarity. $10-minute bullish fair value gap. We're about to form a 1-minute order block. If this forms, I think this moves higher. I think it moves higher. I don't think the immediate draw is lower as of right now. But we'll delete annotations. Watch from it from a distance and see. I mean, we have an edge that London High is not likely to get taken. We are in premium of the hourly range, or at least we were. We're inside the hourly bearish fair value gap. Opening range gap 50% was failed to get reached. That's a pretty bearish indication. But then we're not seeing the follow through. So what does that mean? Either means we're being time distorted, or our analysis is wrong. What's more likely? Our analysis is wrong, or we're being time distorted. It's a pretty key time to move. 10 a.m. open, range expansion with news. 10 a.m. hasn't done much, so it still has a long ways to go. say maybe we're being time distorted, so we just wait. Simply just wait. There's no short-term highs in here, so I can't even find a protraction model that would be valid. I think this probably takes out this high. Just based on the 1 minute chart, what it looks like right now, the 1 minute chart looks like we're gonna take out that high. But my higher time frame narrative is that the 4 hour stays open, the hourly CB gets respected, 50% does not get met. And if that's the case, maybe an SMT with YM could clear things up. I'm gonna trust my original plan. We just need to find a high probability short, that's all. I don't want to push the button long today. I think you can scalp on the next if you need to, yeah. I mean, technically we did get this SMT with the body, right? Did we take out that high? They're gonna make me zoom in. Why they gotta set 4 equal highs, man? What is this? 4 equal highs. That's how we're moving. Could argue this is a short right here. We'll see if it starts trading lower. Because of the SMT and then the closure below here, you could view this as a bearish order block. But I just need a little bit more. Maybe if we take the next candle's low. Alright, let's try it there. Just try this order block. I like this low as an easy hanging objective. This low right here, because that low is resting below 50% of the range, so it's the first discount level. And we could maybe just take that trade alone, to be honest. Like 2R. Really good risk on this trade. Just risking 70 bucks on a 25K, and then obviously we executed the other accounts. Is my stop correct? 237. Yep, everything's good. So SMT with YM, we close below, bearish LB, 10 a.m. range expansion idea. I'm trusting this high, therefore I'm trusting this high. And I want to see a run to at least discount. Yeah, pretty simple idea. I like this trade. We also got the inversion here. So, see if we can respect that. I only went in with 2 micros on Apex, Apex fundeds, 1 micro on the funded next. So, de-risked. This is not looking too good to begin with. That candle doesn't even have a low, just opened up and immediately went higher. Yeah, we probably get stopped out right away. It was a good idea. I like the inversion follow through, OB, SMT with the body, 10 a.m. went below. I like that trade, to be honest. I'm okay with that loss. We reinversed the fair value gap. Not a good sign. Did we ever inverse the 5-minute? No, we didn't inverse the 5-minute. Our stop loss still strong for now, but there's no telling. It'll probably get us out here. We'll see. Right now my stop's at the order block high. So we're one. It was a one tick away, but I think it will get us. To be honest, we'll just put in a bullish fair value gap. There we go. We're out. Well, we tried that. I like that trade. I like that trade. Um, I'm still bearish. I think I will try again. We'll give it some time. Let's see if YM takes the high. What? YM's going lower. Let's just wait for a protraction model. That'll be the easiest thing to do. Suppose it is possible we just got wicked out, but we'll see. We may wait till 10:30. 10:30 might offer us some more clarity. Second half of 10 a.m. candle and a new 1-hour ETH candle. We wait till 10:30. That's probably the next game plan. Look for a 10:30 range expansion lower. I don't think I'll change my bias because I still don't think London highs will get taken, which means probability states. Shorts are more likely. So we sweep the high here. If we get an inversion, I don't know if that's A plus. Yeah, SMT, maybe. We'll see. We did trade into the 50-minute BISI. Can today really reverse? That'd be kind of crazy. For now, we'll mark this out because I mean that could be the immediate draw. That could be the immediate draw. This green line. Possible. I think it can probably reach to 2, 3, 1, 1. I mean, it looks pretty bullish right now. It looks pretty bullish. We came down, traded into a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. We got the 1-minute OB right where we got stopped out. Yeah. And it might take out that 4-hour high, the previous 4-hour high. Although I'm still bearish higher time frame, I don't think these lows get left on ES. It looks like the immediate draw is higher. And this may be, it's kind of rare that this happens, but I guess it's possible that this low is safe. But for now, I'm just gonna stay patient. I'm not gonna execute a long. I'm just gonna wait and see if it wants to shift narrative for me. So I'll probably give it one more attempt. But we'll wait. We'll wait till 10:30. Will be a nice key time for us to look for a high probability trade setup. I like the trade I took still. Was it A plus? Yeah, I would say so. I would say it was maybe not A plus because of how bullish this order flow was, but it was a good trade. I would take it again. This would be an order block if we get it. Is YM trading lower? YM still going lower. I mean, I still favor this narrative. It might be a little early to try again, but let's see if we get the order block. The SMT is there. I understand that the 4-hour and green line is there, but like I still see the narrative where the 4-hour stays open. And I kind of really like that narrative. So it could just be retracing to the fair value gap. Or it could be going to where I thought it was going to go. And that is lower. I like the short here. The stop's kind of aggressive. If this trades a little bit higher, we might be able to get in. I'm just going to take it there. All right, we're going to try the short one more time. Try the short one more time. We got the OB. I think this will inverse. So taking it around there. And stop will go just about here. I like it there at 251. Again, just 2 micros on Apex, 1 micro on funded next. And then the eval. Well, the eval, we're just sending it. Sort of. Right, we'll see. So buying inside this fair value gap, close above consequent encroachment. I'll annotate that now. I want to see the full move below here. Yes, we just put an SMT there. But again, I'm playing off the narrative that this high is safe, 4 hours stays open, in which case, in that narrative, this is an A plus setup. Is the narrative A plus? It's a pretty strong narrative, so I'll trust it. I'll try this short, and we'll see. The main thing I want to see right now is speed below this low. Ideally. Ideally speed below here. That would be like the confirmation. Trading into a bearish for value right now. My stop, technically, should be a closure above this body. So I'm giving it a couple ticks in case it trades into the body. Yeah, that's it. Pretty simple trade idea. Going into 10:30, if we get around here, we could see some range expansion. In terms of price targets for this trade, high probability, low hanging fruit objective would be right here. And I like this trade. I like the 2 trades I took today. I like them. I want to see that SMT break. YM's going lower, so YM knows what's up. it's doing it. YM, our original trade on YM would have also panned out. So if the other indices can sync up with YM, that would be great. If YM wants to lead the way, that's totally fine. The only reason I'm okay with a fill like this, by the way, obviously it's not the best fill, is because one, the RR potential is really high, and two, it's 1 micro. So even though my fill's not the best, I'm only risking $100 on this trade. So it's fine, you know. Still working inside that fair value gap. Not seeing the displacement just yet. Well, we're seeing displacement, just not lower. Obviously, there's a fair value gap in here. And that's pretty much our last line of defense. If this loses, we'll probably just wait for the 1050 macro. Damn. So 2 pretty quick losses. I'm assuming this is a loss, not 100% sure yet, but 4 points away from stop loss. And there it is, another loss. Yeah, 2 losses. Probably will just tape read the rest of the session because I don't think we got it in lock today. So, or I'll trade this eval maybe. Don't think we got it in lock today. Not easy. I like the trades I took. Maybe I married the bias a little too hard, but the narrative was strong. This kind of confirmed that it's likely to go above this high. Even this long failed though. Comes back. I guess it didn't really fail. This high is probably going to get taken now. So we'll just watch that potentially happen. We'll see. Or it just stays range bound and we overthought it. Maybe it's just not much happens. Was it August was still better? It's only been 1 day, bro. Yeah, I do have. If I wanted to take another trade, I could, but I just don't. We're gonna have to wait because I just don't see it clear. In my opinion, those were 2 really good, solid trades. I'll try to reflect from a more objective perspective after the market, but I like those 2 trades I took. I do have another trade in me. It's not like I'm not over leveraged or anything. I was under risked, but it's not clear. This setup was better than the other one because of the SMT and because of the bearish fair value gap we put in. Strong displacement, 2 candles, 1, 2 strong. But I think we'll take this high now. Took the log and passed my eval with perfect TP to the tick. Nice, bro. I saw your trade sold. I bought. I saw your trades you sold. I bought and both got stopped out. Are you saying you went long and also got stopped out? I feel like the long, if you went long, I mean, maybe did you go long on? Not sure how you got stopped out. How you execute your position? I use market orders. I've tried backtesting equal lows on yes. I don't even know what that means, but yeah, I know what equal lows are. Don't take that high. Don't do that, please. Don't take the 10 a.m. high. Is that where your stop loss is? I think that's the immediate draw, but it's hard to say. I reached the 15 around the next price. Got this. Yeah, I think you're fine, bro. I mean, YM is okay. YM also shifted higher, so yeah, this probably does go higher. Yeah, I think evals they don't really care. YM is the third indice. Dow Jones. Long on 949 candle when respects OB after S&T we eating. Nice, bro. I took long on 2, 3, 1. You shouldn't have to ask. Did you follow your criteria? Floppy price action. Yeah. Maybe we read too much into it. Was this first trade a good trade? I probably this first trade maybe was not that good because of the 15. But I still like it, to be honest. I like the narrative. I just lost as well too. My first ever eval. That's okay. It was a strong narrative. When was the last time you lost an eval? I don't know. Maybe last month, probably, or 2 months ago. I haven't been going for passing. When I'm actually trying to pass, yeah, I don't. I usually don't pass first try. I passed my fund the next first try, but we just won 2 trades in a row, so it just kind of got. I'm not gonna say lucky, but it was easy. Sometimes I lose the first 2 trades and the account gets blown. That happens too. I think we probably take a high. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty range bound. Like I was expecting the full reversal here. Because then everyone who just long 930 gets away with this. Seems too easy for them. Seems too easy for people who went long today. We expanded so much from the London session, we can assume New York to be range bound. It's not really range bound, considering this move. How long have you been trading, like on forward testing? 2 years. Yo, bro, what is a good SMC strategy or ICT? SMC is ICT. It's the same thing, bro. Long XRP, if you want to. What is OB, SMT, SID? I can't sit here and explain that to you, brother. You can watch my YouTube channel, though. I have videos on them. Let me tell you, guys, based on the PA, I'm 100% short this morning, and obviously Jarrell is previous week's low, and that stay inside an OB daily. So after I saw I got sucked, I turned 15-second long exactly at breaker 15-second. We have to adapt and observe what the market show. I don't care what. Just because we reach an objective lower doesn't mean market will shift bullish. That's all I have to say. Just because your objective was hit doesn't mean the market's going to reverse off your objective. Elliott waves. I have looked into Elliott waves very little, but I would never use them. We'll see if we get I mean, in terms of narrative, my narrative's only wrong if we take out the London high. Because the idea is simple for the trades I took. I'm expecting this range to be respected. So if we're in premium, I want to look for shorts inside that range. I'm not expecting it to come up to the range high. So it makes sense. The shorts I took made sense, and I would take them again. It's just we might stay range bound, and that's all. When I say range bound, I mean like here to here for a while, you know? Waited for a full break of structure? Yeah, you could have. What is this? Crazy, I took a trade by accident. What's your thoughts on relative equal high 23323.75 of the draw and also CE of opening range gap is intact? I mean, I saw the failure to get to CE of open range gap as a weakness, not as like we left. In terms of the equal highs, you're talking about this? Yeah, that's a potential target. It definitely is a potential target. If we're going to go higher, past 50%, then I would expect that. Yeah. We'll see though. I'm just gonna sit here and watch this for now. It's crazy to think that we're already in September. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Yeah, we're getting closer to the Trump speech now. Although I don't think he's speaking anything too important. Nah, bro. After sweeping those lows, we tapped to 4-hour FEG. Look it up, dog. The 15-minute CISD. You are right. We did get the 15-minute CISD here. Well, actually, we failed to get it here, but then we got it here. I still think ES will take those lows. I still think we get August low, previous month low. And probably this old previous month low as well. So I still think we get the... Let me zoom out here so it looks clearer. I still think we get the full... Boom. I just think this is a retracement. So in my opinion, this is just a retracement higher. But we'll see, I guess. Who knows? There's 10:30 trades open. Yeah, we took 2 losses short. Maybe they weren't A plus. They were not A plus, but I think I would take them again. I know I did tell myself I would only take A plus to protect myself. But those setups were good, and I don't regret it. Maybe I'm just coping though. It's hard to say. But I do like those setups. They were in premium, the hourly SIBI, strong narrative, not expecting 50% to get reached, not expecting this high to get taken, with good purpose. Daily power 3 says lower. One-sided open. Yeah, I think they were good trades. I don't think it's just me coping. Could be though, who knows? I'll have to review after when I'm less, like from a more objective standpoint, you know? Why don't you expect that high to be taken? Because if we're bearish, it means this 4-hour is likely to stay open. That was the idea of this trade. The 4-hour is likely to stay open, and we failed to reach 50% of the opening range gap. Those two signatures tell me, and obviously the fact we opened up, traded, and then got the CISD lower, those two signatures tell me that we're not likely to take out that high if we're bearish. So that's the idea, you know? The data high, I don't care if it's a data high, bro. You think the market, just think about this. You think the market really cares about this 1 minute data high, or do you think the market cares about where it's going to go on the higher time frame? 1 minute data high doesn't mean anything. It's all about narrative. Can we take it? Yeah, if we're bullish, I think we'll take it. But this PA makes me want to throw up in my mouth and drink it. 1 minute data high sweep to go lower. We don't need to take out that high to go lower. But if we do take out that high, then I mean, you know, we're going to the 4-hour, and then yeah, obviously from there you can see. But that's a lot of movement for one day. We need to go higher to go lower. We did go higher, bro. We went 255 points higher. I don't know. I mean, realistically, it's just going sideways. What's your bias right now? Until this high gets taken, I still favor that it's gonna be safe. I'm maybe it's ego. That's my narrative. That's how I view it. That's the probability in my experience. We'll wait for 1050 macro. I'm not opposed to taking one more trade. But it needs to be something like, you know, like clear. Like I need like a for real A plus. For real A plus, you know. Not the fake A plus. Real A plus. It's not because jolts. My model longs. If you were bullish with my model, the only entry that really formed was 935. And you could have taken it if you were bullish. Like it's starting to move potentially lower. 30-minute bullish fair value gap getting tapped right now. Do I ever switch my bias? Target the equal highs that were put in. Three evals with $300 left. There's $300 on your next trade, bro. I don't necessarily trust this move lower. I don't necessarily think I'm right or anything. It's a pretty tough situation. Let me outline why this is tough. This imbalance. Which one's going to be respected? Which one's going to go lower? I favor the lower narrative. Ugh. I'm feeling your first trade with your stop above the high. Yeah. That's why I'm pivoting lower. I don't know. We'll see. I'm genuinely 50-50 at this point in time. So unless something can really tip the scales for me, I'm really 50-50 right now. Like I'm really 50-50. The 30-minute bullish fair value gap. This low, it's so unlikely that this low gets stayed intact, but it's possible, I suppose. It was looking so good right here. I'm just surprised that it did this and then didn't go into the 4-hour. Guys, it's been one day in September, and this isn't. If you were bullish, this isn't that bad, in my opinion. If you were bearish and this decides, if this actually does decide to go lower, let's say take out our first objectives, yeah, then, you know, it is just really sloppy. This was our first objective. And again, the reason this was our first objective was because it's the first discount low. So if we're wrong, there's still a good chance we get here. Time is my best for my model, 9:30 to 11:30. Really, the best time is when the market is going to expand. Then my market has a really high probability chance of playing out. Market didn't expand when we entered. People are bullish because we're under midnight open and we dumped overnight. It's a pretty bad reason to be bullish. In my like trend days, no. I mean trend days are not bad for the protraction model. They're hard to trust. Not necessarily trend days, just days where when price action is likely to expand on the higher time frame. When I catch the bulk of the candle, that's when my model's best. It looks like we'll reach our first take profit level. But I don't know. It still could reverse higher. Like, I'm genuinely still 50-50. Who lost this today? No, I don't get commission for that. I don't get commission for activation fee. Interesting, I guess. If your model formed, you have to review that from a like not a biased standpoint. If your model formed and you were convinced at the time, it's a good trade. Like even though this lost, if I didn't take this, I would journal it as a missed trade. Like this one, maybe not this one, but this one is really good because it had the SMT here with YM. But let's just see. I mean, this is a good study. Was it just high resistance at the time? Was it just time distortion like we said? Stop was exactly where it was supposed to be, my brother. In fact, I was being actually lenient with the stop placement. Do we get the discount low on NQ? I mean, ES already did its objective discount, so ES already came into discount. Your first TP on ES would be like right here, inside that fair value gap, discount PD ray. So we were right about moving from premium to discount. Yeah, interesting, I guess. Every day I'm on the first day of my funded, PA wants to be like this. I used to think the same thing. My top 3 poppers are Alpha Futures, probably Top Step. Funded next, I can't say, but I think they have really good potential. I like Apex. No, I like Apex now. I used to not like them, but I like them now. I've never paid for a trading course, no. I was bearish. There's the discount low. I mean, this is the important journal. There is the discount low. 2 stabs short. It is what it is. I still like the I would like to see that if I was right in this staying open, and not trading into 50% opening range gap, but we'll see. It's kind of like, I'm not gonna say this is a random sell-off, but like, come on, bro. It's a good study. It's a good study nonetheless. The first short was 10 a.m. range expansion. H1 City. BE. Failure to reach premium. And then we shorted to, it climbed all the way back up and gave a protraction model short. Maybe. Maybe. It would need to give me a nice A plus retraction model short, and I would take it. What do you mean not a CISD? It's 5 minute IFD. This, I wouldn't put my stop there. I would have to wait for, I mean, for me personally to trade this, I'd have to wait for something like this. If we got something like this, I wouldn't mind executing inside the macro. We'll see. If it happens, I'll take it. Yep, it took 2 trades. They were both losses so far. I might take one more, but I also might not. Post it like that for now. You remove the bot? Yes. I'm just gonna make you a moderator, I think. Actually, I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I think we had the right idea. How would I journal this? I'll show you. I'll just journal it in front of you once we're done the session. If we get an A plus trade, we'll take it. A plus retraction model, I would take it. The only way I can take a trade is if realistically it should not trade above here. This 5 minute gap could be good enough alone, to be honest. Hard to say this is A plus though. It's really hard to say this is A plus. But realistically, if it's a bearish, we shouldn't trade into here. Keep that open. Respect this plus the inversion. That's a tough trade though. Just wait. Wait for 11 a.m. maybe. It gives us a 11 a.m. PO3 idea. We can take one more stab at a short. At least our AMD and printing to some degree. Yeah. 1 minute 30 seconds. Well, that's all we're gonna do is wait for 11 a.m. Let it open up. If it trades higher than breaks down, we'll take it. If it doesn't, we'll call it a session, except the 2 losses. And yeah. Don't you use Days Theory? No, I don't. What do you think about Blue Guardian? They're not bad. Palantir is still holding. I'm gonna look to buy more. I'm in a position on yes. You're in a buy position on yes. Good luck, bro. They were not funded trades. Nope, they were all funded trades. Made one for 14.50 this 5. If it inverses this 5 minute, I'm long. Good luck, bro. 5 minute contraction. Contraction? What's a contraction, bro? We are right. I don't want no contraction when I'm in a trade. That would suck. We are right now in the accumulation in the day range. I don't really care about days ranges. Keep up the good work. Thank you, bro. I made it tomorrow. Getting into the 5 minutes. The 10 minutes gonna form right now. See, it's gonna be cleaner. It's gonna be easier. Where's your buying entry? I'm not buying. I'm gonna look to short this. We'll enter again. I'm gonna try to. If it forms 8 plus. Okay. Any bid that watch my psychology videos. So the narrative of this trade will be very simply expecting this range to be respected. We can find a high probability confirmation that it will likely be respected. And look for a short. Don't we have data high? I don't really care about data high. I don't expect this high to get taken. That's why I took the first 2 shorts. That's why I might, notice I said might, take another short now. Uh, Could be nice. Hopefully it doesn't go too early. 50% of this gap is important. It's basically 25% opening range gap. So basically, as long as we respect 25% opening range gap, hopefully it gives us something though that we can actually execute off. Like if it closes below here, can't really take that. This also might be a 2 micro trade since the candles are 30, 60, 60. I don't want to see this OB form yet, but it might. Would I short it? Did trade into the 10 minute. I'd rather it go make a higher high first. It doesn't need to though. So if it does form the OB, I'll take it. That's my model, and it's arguably A plus. We've left the 10 minute fair value gap. Tonight, all along tonight. Tonight. Oh my God. Like what I would prefer is this. Boom. I would love to see that. That would be very nice. In fact, this would be a little bit better. In fact, the best thing that could happen is if we really want to talk about it, would be something like this. That would be A plus. If we just get the OB here, I'll execute. It's worth the risk. Um, if we can just close right now, that'd be great. What's YM doing? YM has a bearish fair value gap, so 2 minutes probably cleaner. 3 minute? No. 4 minute? 5 minute? Like we talked about that being a breakaway, right? So YM just put in a 1 minute bearish fair value gap, and YM set these very clean equal highs. We'll just wait and see. If it forms the OB, I'll take it. 11 a.m. still opened, traded higher, closed below. That's an edge in my reversal PO3. I'm going to set an alert here on YM because I want to know. I'm going to sell one early now. Hold on, let's wait for this. All right. Last trade of the day. I won't trade PM if this loses. But we will try it again. Last attempt at short. 3 short losses in one day. I mean, it's happened before. I won't lie to you. I also entered the wrong. I'll do some quick math here. Okay. All right. Stop loss is set. And then ideally speed below this low. Not really speed, but seems to be going below. There's actually an SMT there right now on all assets except NQ. Took out that low. Could be still going lower though, in my opinion. 2179.25 is a stop. Can probably get away with stop at 23174. Let's go 175.25. See what this can give us. If we want a measured move, -1. We'll see if we can get to first presentation at least. ES is already below 930 opening price. Keep the 15-minute bullish there, but I'm not convinced. And obviously we have AM low, but I'm not gonna demand AM low. Maybe AM low on ES, but not AM low on NQ. We'll see. If we're in a good trade, this fair value gap should hold. Order block plus fair value gap. That's a good thing, whatever you want to call it. Now we just wait and see. This is your 5-minute OB. We can probably bring the stop to 167. 167.5. I think we do that. So let's decrease the risk. 167.5. 5-minute order block. I'm gonna scan timeframes and see if I'm missing anything. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think the 5-minute order block high is a solid stop loss level. So 167.5. Let's decrease our risk. Sorry, I've got to be precise with this. 167.5. Yeah, 167.5 on the stop there. 5-minute OB. You guys can see that 5-minute order block. So that's just your 5-minute protraction model forming. Ideally, we don't even get past 50% of it, but you know, it happens. So we'll just keep this annotated. Now we'll just see what happens. At least we reduced our risk. That's always nice. 25. Yeah, so pretty good risk on this trade. 25, 50, 150. Risking 150 on the Apex accounts. So if we were to take 3 losses, at least they're all de-risked losses. If this closes below, I'd view that as a bearish order block. Right? Bearish fair value gap, close below the candle that traded into it. That'd be a bearish order block, and we would anticipate this high to not be taken. If we get that follow through below this low, I'll bring the stop here. 151.5. If you want to be quick to do it, you can do it now. But I'm going to wait for it to make a lower low. It should speed up here if it's bearish. Trying to stay composed. Trying to view this objectively as possible. The other indices look somewhat bearish as well. Watch this trade. I like my stop at the 5-minute OB. I'm trying to stay subjective about this trade as possible. Not let the fact that we just took 2 losses influence what I want to do in this trade. I like first presentation being reached. I like -1 standard deviations. And realistically, I like ES, most likely taking out this low at 63835. And that's kind of when I want to close a position on NQ. So in terms of percentages, it's around 0.13. So somewhere in here, that's nothing really. We'll see if ES gets there. Maybe NQ speeds up. Looks like we're breaking the SMT that just formed. That's a good sign. Maybe we can find some footing here. Inside first presentation. Ooh, I like this color, actually. It's nice. High, low, lower high, lower low, mitigation block. We're going to bring the stop to 151.75. Yeah, 1.5. That was that one. Call it 152 plus 1 tick. So I would already argue that this is a really good trade. The fact that we even got the opportunity to bring our stop that low. I'm going to be precise with this stop loss. What is it? 15175. So very simple reasoning. It's a protraction model. Just bringing my stop to the most recent protraction. We're inside first presentation now. We'll see if ES can just flush to the lows of AM. And then hopefully NQ speeds up and gives us, the RR we're looking for. We're not going to force it. We're not going to get greedy. I'm already happy with this trade. I mean, compare this to the other ones. This one was probably the best, playing off of imbalances, OB inside the macro, all that nice stuff. 11 AM PO3 expansion idea. I don't want to make a P&L based decision, but we could just close the day break even, right? It's so tempting. Like, this is something I struggle with. Like, I could just eliminate the 2 losses I took earlier right now. But my instinct tells me that this is still likely to go lower. In fact, I mean, let's see. Let's be obviously objective about this trade. First presentation inversion, consequent encroachment met. That's a good sign. Can we get follow through below consequent encroachment is what really matters. ES did take out sell side right here. That's where we saw the speed. Can ES take out the AM session low? I don't know. Let's see. Who knows? AM session low, it has still around 7.7% on NQ, so it's a couple lower still on ES, or sorry, on we closed below 50% of first presentation there. That's a good sign. Bearish fair value gap here on ES. Listen, the goal of trading is to cut losses and extend profits. So if this comes back and stops us, we can't be upset. We're holding on to a good trade here. Everything is telling us it's likely to continue lower. We stick with the probabilities. In the long run, the probabilities will keep us net profit at the end of the month. That's what we do. We stick with the probabilities as traders. I want to see this stay ideally. Now, if you want to be aggressive, you could put the stop to 135. And that is something I might look to do. But for now, am I going to deal with a long retracement? Probably not. Emotions are a little bit coming up. I'm trying to stay composed. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It sucks taking 2 losses and then all of a sudden you're in a winner and you have to make a decision. Do I end break even on the day to make back my 2 losses? Or do I trust this trade's a winner and I let it go for the maximum amount? Also, what is the maximum amount? Realistically, maybe I should be partialing here. It's hard to make these decisions. But we'll find out. You know, in all, in the grand scheme of things, this one trading day doesn't mean much. And that's something I always like to remind myself. The decision I make now doesn't really matter. What really matters is what I journal and reflect afterwards. Because right now, it's going to be impossible for me to know what the right decision was. You know, I have to go back after the fact and reflect from an objective standpoint. 3-minute bearish fair value gap. I'll just annotate it like this. And we'll see if that can send price lower. I'll leave a little annotation here, M3. And this is first presentation. So see if ES can take out the AM session lows, which would be all the way here for NQ. I don't want NQ to go all the way there. I would just full close it at that point. That point, I would say that's greedy. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it speeds up, and that's the narrative. And hard to say. Staying below 50% of first presentation, I like that. That's a good sign. Can we see follow through? Different story. We'll see. I'm watching ES here as it's like 2 points away from my TP level. So I'm going to hover the close button. ES is getting closer. We have a short-term SMT there, so I'm going to be cautious with this. I am looking to get the position out relatively soon. I'm going to give it a second, see if it speeds up there. YM speeding up. That's what I would have expected on NQ. Maybe NQ just a little bit behind. It looks like there it is, the body that I'm looking for. ES is about to hit its alert. It's 1 point away. And I'm going to terminate this trade now. I'm just going to terminate the trade now. Yeah. We took that on the live account as well, by the way. That was the only trade I executed on my live account. I didn't take the other 2 trades, so just one and done on the live. I'm executing it there because ES traded into the body and closed below. So we officially have the SMT like this on the bodies. And that's why I closed. So we made back our 2 losses. The P&L doesn't matter. We're actually still minus $10. But on Apex, we're positive. On the live account, we're positive. This day was not easy. A lot of emotions fluctuated up today, but at least we got the job done, man. No, I wouldn't trail stops aggressively. I'm not going to give back profits. This low is not guaranteed. There's already a huge SMT in play. It should have sped up here. If it sped up here, different story. The fact that it slowed down, yeah, I'm just going to take it out. And I'm going to make back these 2 losses. Plus a little bit. I'm up on the live account. That's what matters most, realistically. And that was not an easy day. We'll see if this low gets taken. This was the move I was looking for here. It didn't manifest. Realistically, this could still flush lower. Realistically, this could really, really like, we could get monthly lows, you know, in the next couple of days. Trump speak, we don't know. When Trump speech happens, we don't know what's going to happen. But let me show you guys how I'm going to journal these. I'll show you how I journal in the Discord. Oh, I never included the DOL here. So pretty simple trade idea. M10, FEG, M1, OB. That's what we entered off of, right? M1, OB. And then we had 1050 macro. Talk about the DOL. AM, low, DOL. And then time component of the trade, 1050 macro slash 11 a.m. PO3 range expansion. Let me adjust these so just writing the confluences of the trade, why I took the trade, what was the narrative behind the trade, why I expected the movement to happen. That's your PO3 range expansion. Confluences for the trade. Yeah, I mean, nothing really. We got the breakdown. Classic PO3 range expansion idea, strong drawn liquidity. That's all I want to say for this trade. Result of this trade was a win. Notes. Honestly, emotion spiked today. I'm not going to lie. But we still acted, for the most part, in the best logical interest of my model. I still think maybe, no, I think that was a good closure. You know, I feel like if I didn't lose these 2 trades, I would have handled this trade differently. That's my issue right now. Like, would I have done the same thing? I mean, it makes sense to close, or at least partial. I think I would have at least partialed. I mean, that's an SMT in discount on my objective. That's always a partial for me, at least. I did scale my stop down. I did everything right. No, I think I actually did pretty well, given that was the 2 losses earlier. Anyway, I'll show you guys how I journal. So trade 1, trade 2, trade 3, protraction model short, protraction model short. They're all protraction model shorts today. First trade was not A+. First trade was not A+. Second trade was A+. But I would take them both again. Just a lot of time distortion. 10:30/11 a.m. gave the expansion I was anticipating. Third trade was definitely A+. And managed to recoup loss. Also, that's the only trade we took on the live account. So at least, you know, at least we're up on the live account, right? So then what would I do? I will go back and I'll journal. I'll put a screenshot of everything. So the first trade I took was off this OB. So I'll put that in the annotation. The second trade I took was off this OB. And I'll put that in the annotation. I'll keep the standard deviations marked out as so. We got -1 there. I wanted the dealing range -1, but we didn't get there. But anyway, we don't need all this. Just keep it really clean. Executed this OB, executed this OB, executed, whoops, this OB. You can see how nice this OB respected. And I even said that fair value gap. We got a really nice closure there, right on the open. Look, at 101.5, we got the fill. That was pretty sniper of an exit, you know. So what do I do now? I take a screenshot of this. This is my journal for the Discord. My personal journal, yes, my personal journal will look a little bit different. But this is for you guys, because we keep track of all the trades we take on live stream together. I'm not gonna lie, some people probably copy traded me earlier, lost, rage quit, left. That's on you if you did that. Some people took the first trade and probably never lost. They kept the stop at the 10 a.m. protected high that we were anticipating. Tough day, but we managed to pull through. Not an easy one, but did I just delete the thing I was gonna? It's on them. It happens. They'll probably DM me later saying, it was so bullish. Why didn't you take long? And I said, you know what, bro? I won't even give you the time of day. I'll have to go back and put the bullet points here. 1 sec. Bro, background color. Look, you want the background color? Yeah, I'll give it to you, bro. Relax. I gotta journal this first, though, you know? I'll give you the background. Overall, yeah, we're probably still playing in a range. I still think that low will probably get taken. I will tell you what the Trump speech is about. Give me a sec. I have a pretty good source that I pay for these kind of things. Dude, why isn't this working? Just let me get this journal done with, bro. Okay, there. No one can say I didn't journal. It's all journaled. It's important to journal right after you trade because that's when it's like most fresh. I like this emoji right here. Put that in there. Okay, there you go. There you guys go. That's journal for you guys. Anyways, those are the 3 trades we took. 5-minute bearish for value gap, 1 minute OB. Again, you could take this if you wanted to. We'll see. I like my trades. Gatie, I dropped like I said 5 times. You were too focused on the trade. Yeah, bro. When I'm trading, I don't read chat when I'm trading. I'm locked in, bro. I gotta stay as focused as possible. This is a serious endeavor. But now that you waited patiently, that's my canvas color if you want it. Yeah, not an easy day. There's your canvas color. How did you guys do today? I'll give it like 5 minutes, answer questions before I head out. Discord's free, yeah. The market has came back. We're in a downtrend though. Yeah. Lost 2K on a long. It happens. I mean 2K is quite a bit. Did you kind of just send it? I'm still in the first trade. I would be cautious because ES is about to take out this low. 2 losses for you, Laurie. It happens, bro. I took 2 losses as well. I permit myself to 3%. So took that loss. I took that last trade and it made back. That's why risking little is so important because this happens. Listen, as a day trader, 1 trade a day, it's not really ideal. Because do you really think you're going to get the perfect one at the first try? Like, okay, we took 2 good trades here, but I'm still bearish. I got to make sure these losses aren't so big that I can take this trade, you know? Because this is going to happen again. And then what? Am I just going to miss out on the move because I took 2 trades? Who cares that I took 2 trades? The market doesn't care. Nobody cares. I took 2 trades. But I have an objective. I have a high probability narrative. I have an entry model that still works in my edge. Listen, all you need to do, Shovro, is right. So let's say you're in a short right now. I'm not going to click because this is an actual account. Let's say you're in a short. If you're in a short, your stop loss goes above. So you right click and it'll say buy stop. So you just put the buy stop. And for your TP, it's going to be lower. You go down, buy limit. So for a short, buy stop and buy limit. So stop loss and TP. For a long, let's say you're in a long, it's sell stop and sell limit. So you can put sell stop and sell limit. That will be your stop loss and TP. The number of trades taken is based on the model. Yes, it is based on the model. I agree, but I think it should also be based on what kind of trader you are. If you're like a trader who takes trades that usually last minutes, maybe like an hour max, how can you only, and you do that every day? How can you only allow yourself one trade, you know? You're just going to miss out on the opportunity. Remember, you're not trading profit, you're trading opportunity. That's the whole point. If you just, okay, I lost 200, I'm done for the day. Less is more to an extent, but it's all about opportunity, in my opinion. For example, like, I don't think it's a good reason to not trade just because you lost, because the edge is still there. It took me 3 attempts, but we got it on the 3rd try. They were all great trades. I would take them again, but that's the whole point of an edge. Trading view. I like, yeah, trading view. Can you recap the trade? This trade with the last one, I'm going to assume you want the winner. Although the shorts that I lost were also really high probability. Everyone was laughing at me. I was reading chat. Everyone was saying, it's so obviously bullish. We're going to take out the data high. And I said very specifically that the probability states we don't take out this high. All the shorts I took were based on the premise we don't take out this high. Got stopped here. There's TP. I would take that. So we could have gotten 21 points more. That's kind of pretty good. You know, maybe we should have stayed patient there, but I'm not going to get greedy. I don't care what's happening now. We're done trading. Yep, ES taken low. So if you were still in this, I'd for sure take something off. But like I said, this has the potential to go previous week low on ES. Remember, the whole idea of this trade was ES was still likely to take out these equal lows on the 4-hour. Yeah, I don't know about. I would just. It's been a roller coaster today. So remember, there's also mental capital. Anyway, the trade that I took that one, very simple. 10-minute bearish fair value gap plus 10-minute inversion is a confirmation. I don't really care about the inversion, but I know a lot of people do. So there's an overlap here. But let's just say 10-minute inversion for your simplicity's sake. 10-minute inversion. I take the 1-minute order block. If you wait for a retest, you get in here. If you don't, you take it here like me. That's it. Retrace into fair value gap, order block. I'm bearish. Expecting this high to be safe. Expecting this high to be safe. Yep, you could trail aggressively. However you want to do it. That's it. That's the trade recap. It's very, very simple. The Trump speech. Okay, let me look at my. How many times you can lose in a row and blow your account? I'd have to lose a lot of trades in a row to blow my account. I like to risk. That's why I like to risk little, because I need multiple attempts. Trump speech. 2 p.m. Today he's speaking. Oh, is he just trying to talk about the conspiracy theory that are going about him? No, surely he's talking about something. He's making an announcement from the Oval Office. Unspecified, huh? No details. It could be about his health. Possible. Because apparently, like, Is Trump Dead was peaking on X and it was trending. I don't know. Yo, look. Guys, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. No, you guys are going to laugh. Look at this. The index, which tracks pizza orders or foot traffic for key pizza shops near the Pentagon and other strategic U.S. agency sites, including the White House, have historically shown major increases in busyness before events involving U.S. national security. Before all of this stuff, there was a lot of pizza being ordered. So basically, there's been major increases in Pentagon pizza index, and someone made the correlation that because the Pentagon's ordering a lot of pizza, there's likely to be an announcement on national security. Who did this, bro? Who did this? That's hilarious. Anyways, who knows? Apparently it's unspecified. Yeah, we took 3 trades, 2 losses, 1 win, break even on the fundeds, but we're up on the live account. Buying up a lot of pizza, if you know, you know, bro. We taking the low of the low. Yeah, probably. I mean, that was my draw for the day. ES took it, so this is not something I'd look to capture, but what's your win rate? My daily win percentage usually averages around 60. My average RR between 1.8 and like 3. Depends on the month. Sometimes we just catch a lot of reversal trades. Depends what kind of trades I'm taking. Protraction model averages like 1.8 to like 2-ish, 2.2 R. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to trade PM session today. I don't think I have the mental capital to take another loss. And that's literally the only reason. Otherwise, I would. In fact, I expect a big move in the PM. My Fibonacci settings are right here, brother. I don't have the mental capital to take another loss. Not take another loss. I don't mind losing. On Apex, I'm slight win. On Funded Next, we're minus $10. And then, like I said, on the live account, we're up. I just took that one last trade on the live account. I didn't take the first 2. Wait a minute. Did I just deposit into that account and immediately... Oh, no, it's combining both my accounts. I'm here for signals. I'll admit I'm a signal bot. Well, it's too late, bro. We took 3 trades. I mean, you didn't miss much. Pretty much break even on the funded if you were to copy them all. If you took the 1 A+ trade, then it would have been a winner, but that's super hindsight. Those trades were really good earlier, in my opinion. The reason you got 2 losses because it's out of time. The only one you win is inside macro. Remember that, time and price. This is still 10 a.m. power of 3 idea and 10:30 range expansion. I like these trades. I would take them again. The element of time is here because 10 a.m. opened and didn't do much, right? So the 10 a.m. range at the point at which I executed the trade was between here and here, which is 100 points. Pretty small in retrospect. So it makes sense to expect a price run at that time. Now, had we expanded, it doesn't make sense. But then in hindsight, yeah, 10:50 macro, 11 a.m. PO3 delivered. How much percent of your account do you risk on one? 1%, brother. No more than 1%. 1%'s a max. You're talking about my live account, I'm assuming. What are your entries? I see the UCIC, but there anything else? All the trades I took today were off order blocks. CISD order block, whatever you want to call it. This order block, I took this order block at 10:11. It failed. I took this order block at all order blocks today. How much you risk on the 50K funded? On Apex, I risk around 200. I'm pretty flexible. Apex 150 to 200 because I have to be, because I'm copy trading 5 accounts, so I have to do multiples of 5 on TraderVate. I don't have a choice. I can't do it has to be multiplied by 5. So I can't do 17 micros or in total. So, and then on funded what's it called? On alpha, I'll risk 150. in that. I'll probably trade this funded next account in the afternoon, but I won't trade my live and I won't trade Apex. I'll leave those for another day. How many micros is that? Depends. Today it wouldn't have been much. Today it would have been like 2 micros. Depends on the day, depends on the candles. Anyways, it's 11:45. I appreciate you guys coming through to the live stream. Pretty eventful one. No, I don't go live for PM, but I do post in the Discord what I'm going to be looking for and what I'm going to trade. So if you want to be in the Discord, it's free. That's where I give my PM stuff. I don't go live, just too much live for one day for me. It's already pretty draining. You know, I had to deal with everyone telling me that I was stupid for being bearish the entire day. And I can't say anything until price actually goes lower. It went lower. They all left. They all, you know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I appreciate you guys coming through. First day, not the worst. Not the worst. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. Expect something big at 2 p.m. from Trump. I don't know what he's going to say, but it seems like it's going to be a big deal. And if you want the Discord, it's in the description. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.